Okay.
The hat a little dingy, but you know.
Yeah, I was gonna go with my whole football jogging suit. I couldn't find the pants, but it's okay.
I mean, we'll look for it next time, you know. But we got to introduce, sir, please introduce yourself to the peoples.
What's up, everybody? Dr. Kevin James, Interim President, Morris Brown College.
That's what's up, man. Y'all hear him? We ready. Morris Brown in the building. Stay tuned.
Let's go.
Crush.
Thank you, sir.
Marie Callender's knows that you may not have time to roll out dough for a perfectly flaky crust that's made from scratch, or enough time to mix vegetables with all white meat chicken in a homemade gravy. She knows you may not have a moment to crimp the edges of your favorite chicken pot pie, but Marie Callender's does. When she's done, all you need to do is find time to grab someone special, sit down, and savor. Marie Callender's, it's time to savor.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work.
Sorry, I'm late.
Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working. Me? Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit stoptextstopwrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Honey, what you cook for dinner tonight?
You want the good news or the bad news first?
The bad news first.
I cooked nothing.
Well, that's the good news then.
Well, there's no bad news then because tonight we're gonna have Jerk Palace.
Call Jerk Palace for authentic Caribbean cuisine, including vegetarian entrees with authentic Caribbean flavor. Call 770-892-5049. Located at 6221 Jonesboro Road, Highway 54 in Morrow, Georgia.
Jerk Palace.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I am your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Energizing a nation, one listener at a time. It's SSNATL.com. Radio that's not dumbed down.
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play and we ride on them things like it's time for the crushing interview.
Man, we're going to this crushing interview brought to you by our people at Oracy Software. Man, go to Oracy Software. Go to oracy.com, ORASI.com, to find out more about what they got going on. Maceo, please introduce our guest, sir.
Hey, man, joining us, it's an honor to have this young man here. He's the president of our great college.
Yes, sir.
Morris Brown College.
Brown.
Dr. Kevin James to the microphone.
What's up, Doc? Hey, good morning. Is it morning or afternoon?
Good afternoon. You're working so hard. I got you. You're working so hard. Let's go.
It's nighttime. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Let me just start with that. What made you want to take this particular position at this time for you?
Well, I feel definitely that God sent me to do this, to help restore Morris Brown College. And it's interesting because I saw where our previous president was resigning. I saw it on the news in December, and it took me about 5 seconds. About 5 seconds, and I picked up the phone and called up Bishop AME Church. I said, listen, how do I apply for this position? And 3.5 interviews later, here I am.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
I love the hashtag, the hard reset.
That's it, man.
Speak to everybody about the meaning behind it.
Absolutely. Let me tell you about that. I did not make that up.
Okay.
My pastor, William Murphy, preached a sermon, The Hard Reset, earlier this year. And he basically was talking about like going back to your factory settings on your phone. You're starting all the way over. Not gonna take off the Facebook, take off Twitter, take everything off your phone, and the hard reset started over.
Right.
And it stuck with me. And when I was looking for a hashtag when I first took the position, I said, you know what? That's perfect for us. Morris Brown.
I love it.
Been 17 years since we lost our accreditation. It's gonna take the hard reset for us to come back stronger than ever.
I love it.
What actually did you walk into?
Oh my goodness! Are you serious?
Yeah, because a lot of people talk, and you hear a lot of things around. What did you actually walk into so you can start with the hard reset?
You know, it's interesting. I call it the beautiful disaster. It's very interesting. So, 17 years having lost our accreditation. That's a big deal. Most folks would run from that, just that alone.
Right, off the rip.
Off the rip. A few years ago, we filed $30 million bankruptcy. So that's number two. And then a few years ago, we actually had to sell a lot of our assets, a lot of our land.
Right.
And so those three things, in addition to needing to raise money to operate the school, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And so we are definitely, we need a hard reset.
Right.
And so I'm working towards raising money, working with the accreditation. Those are my two top priorities for this year.
When I saw that you wanted everybody to go to Cash App and donate to 1881.
Yeah, a month.
There it is. And so I say, hurry up. I posted it. Tell everybody why we need that action right now.
Oh, man. So what's the most important right now is our accreditation, right? I'm actually flying up there next week on the 10th of April to meet, to go through the orientation to start the process for us to become accredited with the Transnational Association of Christian Colleges and Schools.
Okay.
I went through the entire application 20 times. And in the application, we already meet most of the criteria, except one major piece. Money. Finances. Fiscally stable. And so they're going to be looking to make sure that if we went belly up today, that we still could operate the school. And that's going to cost them, that's going to take millions of dollars, right? Especially with us having been through bankruptcy and all those types of things. So they're going to be looking at all our audits, all of our books, all of our everything. And so we need to make sure that we have the dollars in the bank to show that we're a fiscally stable university to be able to push forward and operate the university, operate the college.
You talked about it, what we're looking for and what they're looking for on the 10th. How confident are you going up there on the 10th?
I'm very confident. I mean, this is just the initial orientation meeting.
Right.
And so it's going to take us all year, of course, to go through the self-evaluation, to go through the peer evaluation, all those things. But we know what we're looking at for the year, and we need to start raising the dollars now to be able to meet those criteria.
One of the things I know during homecoming every year, it's so many Brownites on campus.
Yes, sir.
Do we have anything already in the works for how we're going to make sure that we have everybody, since we got everybody in one place, to make sure we capitalize on everybody being on campus?
Absolutely. You know, one thing that I've said time and time again is I'm going to be the most transparent president we've ever had in the history of Morris Brown College. And so please follow me, Dr. Kevin E. James, on social media.
Right.
I'm going to be talking to the alums, letting them know what's going on. We're going to have a phenomenal list of events, and we're going to get everybody more excited and motivated and engaged this year than ever before.
Let's talk about that. How have you been received? I see a lot of photos you've taken with alumni. And how's the alumni accepted you so far?
Oh, man, overwhelmingly supportive, so much love. So much love, man. You know, I talked to some alums, and they told me, listen, we just want to know what's going on what's the plan.
Right.
If you tell us what the plan is, we will support. We'll push forward. And so I've received nothing but love, man. Everybody who's asked me for a meeting, I've turned anyone down.
Yep.
And so we're meeting with all the alums, all the different focus groups, all the different groups to tell the story, to strategize how we're going to restore Morris Brown College.
When we return, we want to know a little bit about Dr. James.
Sure.
So, you know, we know you're the president right now.
Yes,
but
sir.
How do we get to this point?
Yes, sir.
Stay with us. It's The Crush.
It is Sean Prime from Inside the Loop with myself and Brenna B, and I've been talking about Jeans Body Tech for a minute simply because it's a premier gym in a pristine spot without a premium price. All the weight you need, all the machines you want, free parking, all in Buckhead. Come on, it's crazy. 700 Miami Circle is where you want to work out today. And for those who are feeling a little bit down because you may not have followed through on the Healthy New Year resolution thing, hey, it's still the new year. You can start today. Look at yourself a year from now and hello, is that you? Because you're looking good, like snack-like. Yes, you are. 700 Miami Circle, or go to facebook.com/Jeans Body Tech, also known as JBT Fitness. Either way, $49 is nothing to pay to feel your best every day.
1 in 7 Americans will struggle with addiction during their lifetime. Want to know how you can help? Go to heretolisten.com for tips and tools to help turn addiction around. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her?
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hey, welcome back to the Crush Sports Talk right here on the Sensation Station Network. I'm your host, Steve Glaze, with the humble host. Then we got that guy over there who shoots all the threes and gets the 30 points.
Put him in the game, coach. Put him in the game, coach.
In your heart. You saw y'all saw the photo, right? Where he taped up with the spat. You ain't seen that one yet? You gotta check it out.
Best player in the history of SIAC football.
And proud to
Please
say
believe it.
both of us are NBC alumnus.
Yes, we are.
Graduates.
Alumnus.
And we have the interim president of Morris Brown College, Dr. Kevin James, in the building with us.
In the building.
He's here, man. So let's talk about you for a little bit. I know you do a lot of, you've been in education for a long time.
Yes.
You got your doctorate, all that. Tell them, how did you get to this point, and what about education just was a thrill for Dr. James?
Yeah, in high school, my whole family were all educators. My parents both have their PhDs. My mother was a principal, school superintendent. My dad was a teacher. They're both retired now. And in high school, I knew it was one thing I did not want to do, and that was teach.
Did you want to teach?
My entire family. My grandfather was a pastor, so I was like, look, I don't want to preach, and I don't want to...
Keep them out the building.
Exactly. But when I graduated from college, guess what my first job was? Teaching.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
I needed a job. Albany, Georgia. And so it was there that I was a teacher. I became a teacher at around the age of 22, 23. And I worked in a non-traditional organization called Job Corps. Mm-hmm. And so my students were grown.
Right.
I was 22, 23, and they were 17, 18, 19. And so it was there that I fell in love with working with adult students. And so one of my mentors at the time, he was a vice president of a college, of HBCU. And he told me, he said, I'm going to be the youngest college president in the nation at age 34.
Focus.
And he became a college president at age 34, right? And so I was like, man, that's amazing. I want to do that one day.
Right.
That's where I fell in love with higher ed. And I said, what do I need to do that? He said, well, go back and get your master's. I did that. Went on and got my doctorate, did that. And so I wanted to get that age 34, but here I am 41 just getting it. So God works in his own time, right?
You take his own time.
But hey, I made it, right?
You got there.
And so that was kind of my journey. So I've worked in different positions in higher education and nonprofit leadership over the years. Mm-hmm. And so I was a college dean for about 10 years, former CEO of the 100 Black Men of Atlanta, interim CEO of the 100 Black Men of America. And the rest is history. And here I am at Morris Brown now.
You've basically carried all kind of positions in leadership.
Yeah.
Talk about this challenge and
man.
leading Morris Brown into this next phase.
Well, I think that everything I've been through prepared me for this. You know, my experience with the 100 Black Men, I know a lot of corporate organizations and corporate folks in the city. I'm going to need those relationships to be able to raise the dollars, you know, to be able to tell our story. You know, my academic leadership as a dean prepared me to make sure that we have the best academic programs, that we're ready to move forward with the accreditation process. And so I think it's a culmination of everything that I've been through prepared me for this position, because this position is my greatest challenge. It is our greatest challenge to save a black college from closing.
Yeah.
That's under that triple threat I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult.
Right.
But I'm ready. All I need is one word, and that one word is momentum. If I can get the folks on board and start getting the momentum going, we won't be stopped.
Go back to what you said. You said you found out after Dr. Pritchard retired, stepped away from the position. You said 5 seconds later you made a call.
Yeah.
What was it? Did you just wanted to be on it, just wanted to save the school, or you wanted to be part of it? What was it that just drew you to Morris Brown?
So I've always known about Morris Brown, especially at the movie Drumline. You know, I was in the marching band in college, and so Morris Brown College is a household name around the world, not just America, around the world because of that movie Drumline. And so just wanting to be a part of saving another HBCU. You know, I did my doctoral studies on the HBCU, so I'm very, very familiar. I went to an HBCU. Very, very familiar with what's going on with Morris Brown and other HBCUs.
Right.
And so when I saw it, here I am in Atlanta. I want to put deep roots here. It wasn't even a question. And then once I applied, I said, you know what? This is it. And, you know, the rest is history.
It's funny you say that because, you know, we always go back and forth, HBCU versus HBCU and all these things. And I try to get people to understand a lot of institutions are almost in the same predicament as Morris Brown.
Oh, man, yeah.
So, you know, while you fanning the flames about what's going on at our school, your school could be next.
Man, let me tell you, right now, it's several HBCUs that are on probation.
Right.
Right now. It's several of them that lost their accreditation, and they're now going through legal to try to get it back, right?
Right.
I mean, I'll just use one example. Most recently, Bennett College in North Carolina. And so it could happen to you, too.
Right.
It could happen to you. And no, seriously, that is why it's so important for us to stick together.
Right.
If we don't stick together, you know, what else do we have?
Right.
So we need to support each other as HBCUs and just, you know, higher ed institutions in general.
Do you feel like and one thing that's kind of hurt me is you said it was the property loss. We've seen a lot of the towers gone, SAQ and all that. Going into that and seeing what we have right now, what are you going to build around for, as far as where we at? And I know the yard is still there and the buildings in there and things like that. What are you building around for the students to see and look at Morris Brown? It might not be what it used to be, but what's still there?
Yeah, so right now we have 3 buildings left, right? Of the 3, only 1 is operational, which is our administration building. That's where we have our classes. That's where everything is housed right now. When we come back, we're going to have to use technology, because I already know once we get our accreditation back, the floodgates are going to open.
Right.
And what we're going to do is, while we're rebuilding, we're going to have to use technology and other resources to make sure that we have space and students can go to school and all those types of things. I haven't gotten that far yet, but we will cross that bridge a little further down the line. But we will be ready to be able to deal with the number of students that are going to come.
Oh, man, that made me so proud to hear that. Us being athletes, we see what happened to our stadium.
Oh, man.
Just have you been down there?
Man, drive by it every day, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, I get phone calls every day about people wanting to use it. A rugby team just called me 2 days ago, and I said, you know, we don't have it anymore.
Right.
A semi-professional football team called me about it, you know, new to town. And so people are really interested in that stadium, man. I know you all play football.
A little painful for us.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your time in the 100.
We shall return.
There you go. Talk about your time in the 100 Black Men of Atlanta. What were y'all able to accomplish there?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been a member of the 100 Black Men since 2007. I started in the Philadelphia chapter when I lived in Philly. And when I moved to Atlanta, they threw me in the deep end of the pool, man. I'm serious. When I got here, they made me the chair of mentoring. I was like, what? I only been here 6 months. Why? What are y'all doing to me? You know, they knew my passion with students and education, so they threw me in the deep end. I became the chair of mentoring. Someone tapped me on the shoulder and said, listen, you need to run for the chair for the board.
Right.
I was like, what? I've only been here a year. What are you talking about? And so I ran, and I actually won. I was elected. I'm still on the board now. And so our motto is what they see is what they'll be. You know, it means so much to me regarding what we do as professional black men giving back to the youth,
Right.
being in front of the kids. And so I'm very, very proud of the work that we do in the 100 Black Men of Atlanta.
Question from Facebook for you, Doc. It said, because of your deep roots to Morris Brown and the AME Church and Big Bethel, what is your role with the church?
Yeah. So and I say this very boldly, if it was not for the AME Church, we would have closed. We would have closed. They just wrote us a check 2 weeks ago for $50,000, right? So the AME Church is very, very supportive of Morris Brown College. Of course, everyone knows we were founded by the AME.
Right.
And so they've been very supportive ever since 1881, named after second bishop of the AME Church, Morris Brown. And so I'm very, very happy with our affiliation with the AME Church, and we're going to push forward as a Christian institution.
When we return, we want to talk about, you've got a list of people to help us out.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that group that you got together. And also, so what's the future long? What's going on this month and what we got to look for the rest of the year?
Sounds good.
Well, stay with us.
Let's do it.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. You know, I help people solve difficult problems every day, but one problem has me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. Luckily, the Feeding America network of local food banks collects surplus food, giving hope to hungry children and their families. But they need your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me. Whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Oh, long time no see. It's me, the Rock t-shirt in the back of your closet. Dude, remember? You crowd surfed in me, man. But you haven't worn me in like forever. I get it, you're retired, but I still got some rock left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I could really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
If you have the questions, we have the answers. Right. Go to ssnatl.com and click on the Contact tab. As much as you like. We're the nation's urban station. Online. ssnatl.com.
Hey, man, welcome back to The Crush, right here on the Sensation Station Network. First of all, thank you so much, Dr. Kevin James, for coming in, sir. Thank you. I know you don't turn down the interview. I'm glad you did turn it down.
It's a blessing, man. Especially to alums. Oh, man.
Yeah. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Because I was going to talk bad about y'all. He didn't come on our show. We alums. So, now, and just talk about the whirlwind you've been going through. You've been, since day one, you've been going. And you've been on, I've seen you
ground running.
Every time I look like, man, he where? Yeah. There. How has this been for you? You try to hit everybody. You got stations listening to you. Just talk about your grind and what you've been up to so far.
Man, I'm having a phenomenal time, man. People say I have a lot of energy, but it's just me being myself. And I love it. I think that's one of the reasons they hired me. You know, we needed somebody who's going to come in and do something different.
Right.
And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be transparent, tell the story, get the alums to buy in, which then would turn into that momentum that we need for the community, for corporate donors, you know, for us to be able to get the job done.
Right. One of the things I was always frustrated about, especially being in this city and more than ever now, because we're the Black Mecca.
Yeah.
Enough people didn't reach out to help the school, but I see that you're doing a lot and you're bringing in a lot of names. I had to take a question, Glade. So let's talk about that.
Tight rolls, man. That's how it rolls.
I know you set me up.
Yeah, man. Hey, pass the assistant. Assistant, man. You doing magic.
That's point guard.
Yeah, you know, this is Atlanta. Like you said, the black mecca. And if anything, the first black college founded by black people, the black mecca folks should help us to save the school.
Right.
And so I want to get as many folks listening. Please, if you're listening, please help us out. I want to get all the big names. All the big names, the T.I.s of the world, the Ushers of the world, everybody, to really pour in and to support Morris Brown College to help us. And, you know, I think that with their platforms, just them going to their social media live, they could get folks to donate money, and we could get this done in 30 days.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Right. Some of these people, yeah.
So, yeah.
And speaking of the city of Atlanta, have you heard from the city?
Yeah, I've actually, I have great relationships with individuals in the city. I have relationships in the mayor's office. You know, being in the 100 black men, I can pick up the phone and call.
Right. Reach.
Yeah, my brothers. And so I definitely have heard people congratulating me and just, you know, asking how they can support us. And so I'm going to utilize my network to do the best we can to tell the story of Morris Brown.
And like I said, I hate I didn't bring my extra flags and all of these things. Merchandising is a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Have we been able to kind of start making conversations with people to get the merchandise back rolling? Because that is a big part of what goes on today.
Absolutely. It's interesting you say that. I've just met with a few vendors this weekend where we're going to get set up for official merchandise.
Right.
So
That's what's up.
put it back on the website so folks can order officially from Morris Brown College. And then every vendor, of course, will make a donation to the school to help us out.
Have you heard from other HBCU presidents?
I haven't talked to any yet here in Atlanta, but I have heard from other college presidents.
Okay.
Call and congratulate me and ask, you know, lend their support.
I just want to piggyback because you were talking about the corporate. Oh, excuse me. Corporate is going to be a big part of our hard reset.
Exactly.
Just talk about that piece of it for us.
Yeah. You know, we need to raise millions of dollars, and it's going to take the corporations in Atlanta,
right?
All the fortunes, all of them, 100, 500,000, everything,
right?
To really pour in to say, you know what, Morris Brown has done so much for this community. Morris Brown has done so much for the state of Georgia.
Right.
That, you know what, we're going to pour in to that college. We're going to pour in to help reset the school. And so we're looking for all corporate donors. Anyone who's listening, please reach out to me, and we look forward to working with them.
Let me ask you a question. We like to always ask people who come in, especially a particular job, what wakes you up in the morning? Gets you up in the morning happy?
Helping students to find whatever it is they want inside of them to fulfill their dreams.
That right there just makes me happy.
Yeah, man. You know, my career was easy because I love helping folks who want to help themselves.
Right.
And so if you're in college, automatically you've said to yourself, you know what, I want to better myself. And so I want to pour in to you to help you better yourself. And so that wakes me up every day. That wakes me up every day, man. You know, my mother, she worked with the little kids, the elementary schools, all those things. And she tried to talk me into doing that. And while that's wonderful, my passion was the adult students because, you know, when you're in elementary school, they make you go to school. And you're in college, this is a personal decision that I want to do. I want to better myself.
Right.
And so I just like the adult students a little bit better. But pouring into folks who want to help themselves and better themselves is what makes me up.
Real quick, what's the calendar going forward for you right now in the month of April?
The calendar?
Yeah.
Man, I got radio interviews. I got meetings set up. I'm trying to raise money. I'm trying to make sure that we start this academic process regarding our accreditation. Again, meeting with the folks on April the 10th.
Yeah.
As soon as I get back, I'm going to have a meeting with all of my different committees to forward the self-study, to start the process for doing the self-evaluation for our accreditation. It's big.
It's crazy because I was just visualizing all this stuff. Once you talk about the virtual classrooms,
yes,
we get that stuff going. I mean, that's a part of education today now.
Absolutely.
Anyway, how big is that piece going to be?
Oh, it's going to be big because right now we don't have dorms. Right now we don't have, you know, the campus space.
Right.
And so we're going to have to use technology. There's no other way. We're going to have to use technology. And what's interesting is an organization has already reached out to me about with a grant to give us some of the things that we're going to need to be able to have live synchronous classrooms, right? And so that's going to be a big deal. Instructor in front of a board teaching and folks are elsewhere, right? And so that's going to be a really, really big big deal for us.
We're not going anywhere right now, but I want to just say start with the first thing that people can reach out and can help us out with Restore Morris Brown. What can they, the Cash App, tell them about that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, talk about this Cash App.
Please donate to us. Our Cash App is $Restore Morris Brown.
Restore Morris Brown,
That's
$18.81 a month. When we come back, man, we're going to get more into that, how you can help and the raising and fundraising and all that good stuff. But start it off now if you want to. If you're listening, to everybody listening, hashtag Restore Morris Brown, Cash App. You can start. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
That's it.
Honey, what you cook for dinner tonight?
Do you want the good news or the bad news first?
The bad news first.
I cooked nothing.
Well, that's the good news then.
Uh-huh. Well, there's no bad news then because tonight we're gonna have Jerk Palace.
Call Jerk Palace for authentic Caribbean cuisine, including vegetarian entrees with authentic Caribbean flavor. Call 770-892-5049. Located at 6221 Jonesboro Road, Highway 54 in Morrow, Georgia.
Jerk Palace.
It is Sean Prime from Inside the Loop with myself and Brenna B, and I've been talking about Jeans Body Tech for a minute simply because it's a premier gym in a pristine spot without a premium price. All the weight you need, all the machines you want, free parking, all in Buckhead. Come on, it's crazy. 700 Miami Circle is where you want to work out today. And for those who are feeling a little bit down because you may not have followed through on the Healthy New Year resolution thing, hey, it's still the new year. You can start today. Look at yourself a year from now and hello, is that you? Because you're looking good, like snack-like. Yes, you are. 700 Miami Circle, or go to facebook.com/Jeans Body Tech, also known as JBT Fitness. Either way, $49 is nothing to pay to feel your best every day.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work. Sorry, I'm late. Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working. Me? Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
One of the most dominant home court. This is Crust. You can't touch me, you're not man enough. And that's all she wrote. End zone touchdown.
You listen to the Crush Sports Talk right here on the Sensation Station Network. It's your boy Eagle A's with Maceo, that guy over there, and we have the honor of having Dr. Kevin James in the building with us.
In the building.
Interim president of Morris Brown. We're gonna hopefully, well, he gonna take that interim off real quick. But anyway, let's talk about raising these funds. We talked about the Cash App, Restore Morris Brown. How else can people help to get things and help put money and get these where we trying to get at, and where we at, and what we trying to achieve, and how can it help?
Sure. Well, anyone who's interested in helping, who may have connections with individuals who can help us, those who might be able to write checks for us, please reach out to me. I'm totally open door policy. Reach out to me. I would love to have a meeting, a sit down with whomever wants to help us.
Right.
Those of you all who don't use Cash App and may want to use another source, you can go to our website, morrisbrown.edu. We got text to give. We got PayPal. You can send us a check. There's so many different ways to give. And, you know, just really, really support and tell the story that we're out here, that Morris Brown College is not closed. A lot of people think we're closed.
Right.
We're not closed. We're open. Right now we have 42 students, and we're educating. We're still educating. So help us to tell that story and get the story out is another way you can help us.
Speaking of telling a story, how do you want it to be written once we go? Because we're going to get the accreditation.
Absolutely, we will.
What's going to be that next step for you after we get that?
Growth, scale. We're going to grow the campus. We're going to restore the school. It's not just a hashtag. It's real life.
It's a lifestyle.
It's real life. And so we want to get the school back. I think the peak we had was 2,700 students, and so we're going to get all of that back. Yeah. You know, we're going to make sure we got new innovative programs, best student services, everything is going to be just better than ever before.
I see you also getting a lot of support from teachers volunteering. Talk about that. I saw that story about teachers are volunteering their time.
Yeah.
Ready for this accreditation and ready to teach students. Talk about that.
Absolutely. Well, the first thing is right now we're not in a great financial position. And so the first thing I wanted to do was, listen, let me reach out to the alums and see who has the credentials, master's or doctorate degree, who might be interested in volunteering. And so I started there. I put it out on Facebook. I probably have 60 applications in my email right now.
Wow.
From all different majors. If you're interested in supporting by volunteering to teach, and you got a master's or a doctorate degree, email me at volunteer@morrisbrown.edu.
Volunteer@morrisbrown.edu.
Yes.
That's what's up. 60 applications.
So far.
Wow.
And ticking.
The love that, he flashing us. On the other side, what you think about this one? The love that we've been receiving from the alumni and from the community. We're gonna hop on that a little bit.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. You know, I help people solve difficult problems every day, but one problem has me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. Luckily, the Feeding America network of local food banks collects surplus food, giving hope to hungry children and their families. But they need your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. I want to be a warm place on a cold day. Football stadium. I want to be a bike that races around the country. I want to be a bench on a forest trail. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win the Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Energizing a nation, one listener at a time. It's SSNATL.com. Radio that's not dumbed down.
Oh, that's it right there.
One of my favorite songs ever by Big Boy and Outkast, Morris Brown. You listen to this Crush Sports Talk right now here on the Sensation Station Network. 2 alumni, Maceo and E. Glaze of the building.
Yes.
Proud, and the president.
Yes.
Morris Brown, Dr. Kevin James. Just going back to what Maceo was talking about. Finish that question, sir, what you had.
So I just like, how do you feel, how are you receiving the love from just alumni who reach out constantly?
Man, I'm loving it. You know, in all seriousness, we got the best alums in the world, man.
Without doubt. We still go to homecoming.
I'm serious, man. I haven't seen anything like it. My first week on the job, the Tuesday, that first Tuesday, I walked into my boardroom at 6 p.m. and it was about 50 alumni in there saying, okay, how can we help raise money? I was blown away.
Wow.
My second day on the job, I was blown away. And so I'm just appreciating the love from all the alums, man. Let's take it to the next level.
Thank you guys out there. Also, make sure, from out there, I see my boy Gerald Cambridge, Randy Ransaw, Robert Graham, Laguerre, all you alumni who've tuned in. And just like you said, seeing that love and seeing what you're getting from it, it has to be motivating to get up and do this every day.
Man, it's motivating, man. I really appreciate it. Now what I want to do is I want to take it to the next level by bridging the older alums and the younger alums. What I'm noticing is I see a lot of older alums, but I want to make sure that those younger alums are brought into the fold as well. So I would definitely want to bridge that gap there.
See the question, Laguerre?
Yeah. Another question. Any plans to reach out to the Googles, Amazons, IT giants to possibly enhance the tech program of Morris
Absolutely. I already had a meeting with Microsoft. One of my new advisory board members, he works at Microsoft. And so we're using that angle to try to get in contact with them to have some further well, we've already had some conversation, but have some further conversations about how we can work better together.
Awesome. So again, let's make sure we get it out there. We talked about Restore Morris Brown, $ Restore Morris Brown on the Cash App.
The Cash App.
Yep.
You can also PayPal.
Yep. Go to the website, morrisbrown.edu.
And do it there as well. And if you got anybody, he's not turning interviews, he's not turning around handshakes and doing all of that. Any plans, like I know May shows, we talked about homecoming a lot. Anything you trying to do homecoming? We would like to do a show. I'm putting it out there on the yard and do something
Already
like that.
done. It's a done deal. You're wearing the Morris Brown College shirt, man.
So you will be seeing.
It's like, I'm on record, right?
Yeah.
It's done.
Say no more.
We would do a show. We want to do a special show out there and maybe hopefully do some type of fundraiser or something out there where the Crush will be out there on Morris Brown.
Let's do it.
On the yard. And we have Dr. I call you Coach, Dr. Kevin J. You see him still in football. We're talking about Morris. Well,
he is coaching.
Yeah, he's
coaching the culture.
So we could do something. We could do some things out there. But anything you want to say to the people of Morris Brown who's listening and tell them about what you're trying to do so they can all get that inspiration that we've been giving all show.
To all my alums and everyone listening, listen, we are about to do something that I don't know under these circumstances has ever been done in history. Under these circumstances. 17 years, bankruptcy, sold our campus, and we're going to bring that back. I need your support. I need you to bring somebody on board to help us to restore Morris Brown. It all starts with the momentum. If we can get the momentum running, there's nothing that we can't do. Please bring somebody into the fold, get somebody else to donate, get your family to donate, your co-workers, everybody. Restore Morris Brown, Cash App, go to the website, morrisbrown.edu.
Restore Morris Brown.
That's it.
Let's get it, everybody.
So
Let's get it, man. Spend that money.
Outside of our Brown Eyes, anybody else, sir, you want to shout out or give some love to?
Just a shout out to the 100 Black Men, my fraternity brothers of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, and Kappa Kappa Psi Band fraternity, all my brothers out there. What's up?
That's what's up. Hey, man, we about to take some photos, man.
Yeah,
Do it, man.
I'm hyped. Restore Morris Brown. Let's do this.
Let's go.